Kick your shoes off, take a load off. Don't go nowhere till the show's off. Oh, you know it's gonna be a movie when you got Cletus Cassidy on your TV. Yeah, already know Mr. Funny Man. Coming to you and making you laugh again. Started off on the radio, now we got the Cletus Cassidy Show. Again. Started off on the radio, now we got the Cletus Cassidy Show.
It's just a reminder I'm finna go on tour. Y'all can go and find tickets at kevonstage.com. And that's the only place you can find tickets. If you find a ticket somewhere else, you liable to get scammed. That's how we know we big time now. They out there scamming the people with fake tickets. You out there, they out there giving people fake tickets out here in these streets. So make sure your tickets is authentic. Go to kevonstage.com. Because if you get a bad ticket, we ain't finna be out there. We ain't coming to the door, none of that kind of stuff. You usually be kind of out back. So make sure you do it. Welcome to See You in the Morning. My horrible idea to get up every morning and give y'all way too much of my personal business. I am, of course, your host, Cletus Cassidy. Welcome. Welcome, y'all. How y'all is? Welcome. I welcome you once. I welcome you twice. I welcome you 3 times. Welcome to another edition. Out here repping the school that I coach at. I'm doing a lot this morning, but I'm excited to be in the building with y'all one more time. Just to spread whatever it is that I spread. Now, I got a lot to do today, so I can't even be online with y'all very, very long. I'm going to give y'all, I need a big, giving you the best that I got, baby. So I'm going to give y'all everything I got, and then I'm going to roll up out of here. Today we got an interesting show. I got 2 interesting topics that I wanted to bring up, and then we're going to move from there. And then I'm writing it down so I don't forget what my 2 topics were. They both came to me. One of them came to me early this morning, and then the other one I've been thinking about since last night. So I got 2 topics. But let me go ahead and get the show started the way that the show always gets started. I start the show off by speaking to all the people that speak to me. If you find it not robbery to say hello to your boy, and just be like, what up, cuz? If you hit me with one of those, man, I greatly appreciate it. So I don't mind speaking back to you all. So let me go ahead and speak to all the people that are speaking to me. Let me go ahead and get that knocked out. First and foremost, the first 3 people that speak to me get the mythical morning medals, the M&M and M&Ms. So let me get those out this morning. Coming in 3rd this morning with the bronze medal, Billy D. Williams. What up, sir? And of course, his daughter Z. It's 2 Z's. It's Zay or ZZ? ZZ. His daughter ZZ, the real champ out here in these streets. Billy D. Williams and ZZ. That's those 2. Even if she ain't watching the show, she still gets a shout out when you get a shout out, Billy D. Williams. Coming in silver is the one, the only Miss Wilberta Carter. Good morning, Wilberta. And winning the gold this morning, TT, Tiny and Tasty, my niece, Crystal Pennell. Good morning. So Crystal with the gold, Wilberta with the silver, and Billy D. Williams with the bronze. Almost getting a medal, not quite. Aluminum 4th goes to Dolores Lewis. Dolores, good morning. JD, don't call me Martin Luther the King. Good morning. Janice, Drury, good morning. Chanel, good morning. Franita, good morning. We ain't got a whole lot of y'all in here saying good morning this morning. Everybody kind of running late, or am I running early? What up, Crystal? Or Juvon, whatever. Y'all kidding me. Everybody want to be on social media, but then you want to get on social media, but then you don't want nobody to know you on social media. So you go and you got an alias and you hide your name and all kinds of stuff. Just be you. Just be you. That's all I'm saying is just be you. You ain't gotta hide. You gotta hide who you are. Juvon. You Crystal. You ain't a Jew. You ain't even really a Vaughn. But now you've opened us up to a whole lot of other nicknames. You Crystal. Now we, to open yourself up to being Vaughn, Vonnie P, JP, all of those things. When we just knew you as Crystal. We was used to you as Crystal. I was used to you as Crystal. I know you ever since you was working in the child in the school with my oldest child, my eldest. It was Crystal. It was fantastic. You did fantastic work with my child. Beautiful. You helped develop her into the young lady that she is now. That's all I know. Good morning, Lynette. You had to change your name for work purpose. You ain't had to change your name for work purpose. You don't work on Facebook. You know what? People always try to tell you I had to change my name. You always come up with some. Everybody like they got some kind of righteous reason for changing his name to Tasha. My booty smell good. Smith. The Lakeisha licked me up and down Jackson. That ain't what y'all did. Good morning, IDA. Good morning. My job, I had to change my name for work purpose. I ain't even trying to hear all that. But whatever, you just because you don't want nobody at work to know who you are. So now that's what it is. Why don't we just go ahead and tell the truth? You don't want your work people following you. That's all that was. That's why you changed your name, because you didn't want people at work to know that you be online. So you're like, let me go ahead with a whole nother name. Now we know what that is. Okay, I can understand. That I can understand. What's going on, Snoop? How you this morning? Your wife out there doing toothpaste commercials. I seen her yesterday doing a commercial with she kept saying it's knobs, but I think it's called No BS. I think it's called No BS. I know she's saying knobs, but it's No BS. Tamicia, good morning. I changed my name for divorce purposes. You know what? I hate it here. I love the fact that you revel in your divorce. I love the fact that your freedom, your Mary J. Bligeness, you are all in. That's one thing about it. I'll say that. Good morning, cuz. They're my cousin. I see my cousin yesterday. I'm you all in on the divorce. Like it's some people now, if you feeling bad about it or if you having tough times, you don't let us know in real life. You get up here, boy. You wear that divorce like a Chanel coat. You hear me? What up, Nasty Shay? We in the building. Now, Juvon. Yeah, your wife was famous. People like, I seen your wife's commercial. She was like, and it threw me off a little bit. Yesterday was my dentist appointment, so I didn't know that came up because of the dentist appointment. And she was like, she's getting off the toothpaste wagon. And I was like, what that mean? You ain't using toothpaste no more. You just airbrushing. And I remember as a kid, my mama at one point decided she didn't feel like buying toothpaste no more. And I'm gonna tell y'all one of the nastiest feelings ever is when you brush your teeth with that baking soda. My mama decided for a while we won't be doing toothpaste no more. We was just straight baking soda. So either we were selling crack or brushing our teeth. You couldn't tell when we made our purchases. When we coming in, we buying all this baking soda, people be like, okay, we see y'all got a new line of income. And they be like, no, that ain't that. We just brushing our teeth with it. And that brush your teeth with baking soda, it ain't a good feeling. What's going on downtown? Keith Brown, baddest man the whole time, better than Deep Blue Sea, better than you and me. Brushing your teeth with that baking soda. They say it's good for you. They say the baking soda get your teeth clean, do all that kind of stuff. I just know I felt like a refrigerator. I didn't know the whole time I felt like a Frigidaire. Good morning, Monica. So we moving away from everything. Everybody realizing everything that we ever used was bad. They be like, "Oh, use deodorant. It got aluminum in it. You don't want to use the deodorant." Now we going back to stinking again. A lot of y'all decided we're gonna go ahead with the aluminum-free natural deodorants, and it ain't got the power. It ain't strong enough. That deodorant ain't worked out. That deodorant need to build its tolerance up. That deodorant won't ready for your body. I'm not saying that your body won't ready for the deodorant. I'm saying that the deodorant won't ready for your body. Your body was coming with an odor that deodorant hadn't done. They weren't able to lab test your smell. They tried that deodorant out in labs, but they didn't have a U in there. They want a U in there prepared. I'm not saying this about everybody. A lot of y'all may be able to use all these all natural deodorant. A lot of y'all ain't doing them, but throwing a little more water under there. If you're going to go natural deodorant, you need to cut down on what you're doing. You can't change your deodorant and keep your regular routine. Your level of musty was based on what you was doing out there. Your deodorant was the strength for that. If you're going to change your deodorant, you're going to go to a lower power deodorant. You need to go to a lower power lifestyle. What up, though, JP? You out here low tolerance deodorant with a heavy workload. No, sir. No, sir. Change it up. Good morning, Patricia. Pass the shot. Now I can start the show. Now I can get into what I wanted because I needed to make sure. I was supposed to have texted you last night. I just said I need to text Pass the shot and make sure he's on because I need at least one saved person on the show today. So let me get into the two topics that I got and then I'm out. Now, Javon said that then this is just one I just wanted to throw out there. Javon said she had to change her name for work purposes. And I don't know if it's because her name has gotten bad at work or, it's about reputation. Your reputation is funny because the same thing from two different people is funny. I just thought about reputation. When you got a good reputation, people, you might annoy people, but people will think, oh, Tanya here, that's good. People will think differently about you. So, for example, the way that people view certain things is crazy. You got to watch who you're around because people will judge you based on who you're around and what you let in. So, for example, you go to somebody's house, you see a roach in their house, you immediately start thinking different thoughts about them. You be like, oh my gosh, they got roaches. You see roaches, you think bad. But you see an ant in somebody's house, you get mad, you blame the ant. You see a roach in the house, you be like, oh, they nasty. But you see an ant in the house, you be like, ants are worrisome. Roaches and ants, both of them bugs, they both bugs. But you see them, you view them completely differently. You don't think nobody nasty because the ant got in the house. Ants get in somebody's house, you be like, oh, they ants. Somebody got roaches, you be like, boom. If you go in the house and somebody had 100 ants, you'd be like, oh, that's just ants. It's hard to control them. Somebody got 100 roaches, you be like, I'm not putting my bag down. I'm not putting my bag down at your house. Reputation. You got to watch your reputation. Some of y'all be hanging around roaches, and you wonder why people think you ain't the person that you need to be. You be yourself. You could be an ant, but you hang around a bunch of roaches, and everybody think you a roach. Your reputation, the roach reputation, completely different. You better start hanging around more ants. Ants worrisome. You be like, these ants is worrisome. But don't nobody think that you nasty because you got an ant in your house. People see an ant, they be like, oh my gosh, it's an ant. There was some ants by my door just the other day. Somebody dropped one Cinnamon Toast Crunch. It was one little Cinnamon Toast Crunch square. Didn't see. It was by the front door. 4,374 ants. Somebody would have came in and be like, oh my gosh. They wouldn't even have been mad. They'd be like, look, it's a Cinnamon Toast Square. It'd be like, if you throw that Cinnamon Toast Crunch square away and it's boom, it's gone. But if somebody was seeing those same 4,000 roaches around that same Cinnamon Toast Crunch square, wouldn't nobody thought nothing. If you an ant or you a roach, that's all I'm asking about you. Are you an ant or you a roach? Because if you're an ant, you get grace. People will be graceful to you if you're an ant, but if you're a roach, you on everybody's nerves. Now, ants and roaches, both of them got songs. One is German, one is Mexican. The roach song is better than the ant song. Let's just sit there and think. Let's work this thing out. Good morning, Carlita. Who got a better song, ant or roaches? And I know what you're thinking. Who got songs? Let's go. The ants got a song. The ants go marching one by one. Hurrah, hurrah. The ants go marching one by one. Hurrah, hurrah. The ants go marching one by one. They tell each other to see the sun, and they all go marching down to the ground to get out of the rain. Boom, boom, boom. Yeah, that's that one. Roaches got la cucaracha, la cucaracha, la 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 la, la cucaracha, la cucaracha. I think la cucaracha better song. La cucaracha is the better song. La cucaracha is better than the ants go marching one by one. I don't care what nobody say. La cucaracha is a bop. La cucaracha. You feel it in your hips. You feel la cucaracha in your hips. You don't feel the ants go marching one by one. It's not there. But like La Cucaracha, that little hat, La Cucaracha, La Cucaracha. I didn't need you for the roach and ant debate, Pastor Shai. That's not the one. But we got that out the way. You can preach on that, though. Ask them, are they a roach or an ant? Because how you live your life and your reputation can earn you a little more grace. That's what it is. The grace becomes more sufficient, depending on how you treat people. Are you a roach or an ant? I mean, just sit around and think about it to yourself. Are you a roach or an ant? Ants are consistent. See there? Consistency. You get consistency. Haha, I'm bugging. That's funny. That is funny. All right, moving on. Next subject. I was watching a television program last night. And this is where I need y'all, because this is more serious. I watched a television program last night. And the show is called I Am a Killer. I watch this show all the time. Now, it's funny how women act compared to men. Women watch Cheaters, Snap, Girlfriends, anything Tyler Perry. Y'all watch it all day. Watch it as friends. Y'all talk to each other about it. Ants are hard workers and team players. You see that? Y'all talk to each other about it all the time. Y'all watch all those shows. Snap, Scarred. I Hate It. How to Get Away with Murder. Y'all watch all those shows and it's cute. Y'all talk to each other about it. Y'all have friend groups. I watch one show, I Am a Killer. That's what the name of the show is. I Am a Killer. And everybody now that I tell them, they be like, well, so what's your plans? Why are you watching a show about killing people? So now that makes me think maybe I'm not an ant. Maybe I'm a roach, because now people see me watch one show and they think I'm finna go on a murder spree. It's not that. I just like the stories on the show. It's called I Am a Killer. Crime shows, serial killer shows, good show. Now, none of these people killed in the serial. I ain't even seen no Frosted Flakes in the movies. But I saw an episode last night, and it was an interesting episode, and it made me ask, what do y'all do? What's going on, Larry, a.k.a. Rudy? I watched it last night. This episode grabbed my attention, held it, and I was there. They had a black man on there. Apparently, he was an ant, because he came on and nobody saw any. I didn't even feel dangerous around him. He was light-skinned. He had a little box cut. He had a bunch of tattoos, but we was able to overlook that on him because he was light-skinned. Just because he was light-skinned, it looked like he didn't even belong in jail. I had watched other episodes with black people. All of them was dark-skinned. I was like, they belong there. They did it. But because this man was light-skinned, I wanted to hear what his story was. I felt like he didn't do it. And he began to tell how about the age of 8 or 9, he began using drugs and alcohol, and he'd always been on those. And then it led him to a life of crime. He began to sell drugs. But when he got a certain age, around 17, he met a young lady named Danielle. And Danielle came in and really helped him refocus. Danielle helped him refocus. He had already dropped out of school and all that kind of stuff, but Danielle came into his life. He dropped out of school. He was selling drugs, and Danielle helped him see that there was a better life out there. So Danielle was together, and she was light-skinned. It was two light-skinned people together. It was a sunshiny day. And Danielle got him to get a real job. He quit selling drugs. We was putting drugs into our community, but Danielle said you don't need to do that. So Danielle came in, told him not to put drugs into the community. He went to night school, got himself a little GED, started going to college, was doing great. But then he shot the club up. 18 years old, now he got a baby on the way. And he realized that the money that he was making in a regular job just wasn't enough. What's up, Dame Dash? The money he was making on a regular job just wasn't enough. So he turned back to a life of crime. Now, Danielle didn't leave him. She stayed with him. She was rolling, rocking with him. It was Danielle and him. I forgot what his name was. He had two names, too. I got to watch you people with two names. I think he might have had a dark-skinned name. Something like Lamont. Lamont's not a light-skinned name. You can't have a name. Light-skinned Lamonts don't work. If you meet a light-skinned Lamont, you look at him funny. That's not a light-skinned name. Lamont is a dark-skinned name. Latroy is a perfect light-skinned name, but we'll move on. Lamont, no. So here's what we got. So he gets off a life of crime. Now he's had his job. He's got his baby on the way. He got to make more money, so he starts selling drugs again. So he's selling drugs, and he's doing drugs. There's drugs all over the place. Drugs everywhere. Drugs. So he's selling drugs, doing drugs. He got the boys over to the crib. He's telling this story. He said, I got my boys. Keith is a light-skinned name. Now, he got his boys over to the crib. He said, I'm at the crib. Got my boys at the crib. Everybody, we having a good time. We getting high. We doing drugs, getting high. Great times. He says, now it's time to end of the night. And I didn't know that you do inventory as a drug dealer. I've never been a drug dealer, so I didn't really know. At the end of the night, you do drug dealer. I guess you had to count up his receipts. It was the end of the night. He was like, let me go ahead and figure out what I'm finna do with my drug money. Yeah, Keith Ball is light skinned. So he was like, I'm gonna go ahead and figure out what to do with my drug money. So he was counting up the day, doing the register, I guess, just balancing his checkbook. And he was like, I'm getting ready. He's gonna make a run, but he wanted to go outside. So when you go outside the house, got to take his gun, got to be strapped. So he went to go get his favorite gun. He couldn't find it. He went to go get his favorite gun, couldn't find his favorite gun. So he said he's looking all over the house trying to find his favorite gun. He can't find his gun. Now he's upset because he think one of the boys came over and stole his gun. And he's like, how dare they disrespect me in such a way? I invite them to my home to do drugs with me, and they steal from me, stole my favorite gun. So then he picks up a shotgun because he got to go out and get retribution for them stealing the gun. And the girlfriend is like, no, calm down. It ain't even like that. Danielle is like, man, just chill out. It's all good. And he says, because he's holding the gun, he's holding the shotgun, and he's talking to her, and he a little high. So he's talking demonstratively with the gun. He's like, no, this is some bull. I can't believe they did this. And he said, as he's doing this, he accidentally pulls the trigger and shoots Danielle. Now he said he saw her fall down. This is how I'm telling the story how he told it. He said, I saw her fall down, saw her hit the ground. At first, I thought she was just playing, trying to teach me a lesson. So then I went over to her and I grabbed her and I felt the warmth of the blood on my arm. And so he was like, immediately I realized she was dead. And I could hear the sirens outside. So me hearing the sirens outside, and I'm high, and she's dead, he was like, it looked bad. It was going to look like I shot her. And then I was like, probably the fact that you're the only two in the house, you know, that's probably what's going to make it look like you shot her. So he was like, he ran and hid. And then he got arrested, I believe, the next day. Got arrested the next day, and he was charged with involuntary manslaughter. It went to trial. He didn't even shoot her in the chest. He ended up shooting her in the head. She was killed instantly. So it goes to trial, and he gets 20 years. 20 years for involuntary manslaughter. Now, I was like, ooh, 20 years for an accident is a lot. That is a lot. 20 years for an accident. Now, here's why I like this show, I Am a Killer. They always let the killer tell the story first. And so now I'm sitting there, and I feel for this man because now he's trying to get early release. He done wrote a pen pal to a lady. She's a lady preacher. The lady's a preacher. It's a lady preacher. So he meets that lady preacher. He pen pals her. She runs his Innocence Project type of thing. And she's trying to help innocent people shorten their sentences. So they meet each other. Now I'm watching her talk about him. And she just blushing, glowing. I see the glow in her eyes every time she mentioned his name. I like, she done fell in love with that boy. He in there doing 20 years. She the preacher. She done fell in love with that boy. Now, she got a terrible overbite. Let me tell y'all something. Her overbite, if we doing teeth, like her bottom row is here. Her top row was way out here. That thing was terrible. And that tongue was just trying to find its way through. I like, ain't no way she can do a whole sermon. Ain't no way she gonna be able to do a whole sermon. But that ain't got nothing to do with it other than that. She's a beautiful girl. And she was even like, when we got married, and I was like, there it is. It came out that they had got married. She said, when we got married, and they showed the wedding online. It was an online wedding. They zoomed the whole wedding. It was crazy. She was like, we got married. She's like, and I remember I've been looking for love for a while. And I gave the Lord a specific list of things that I was looking for, and he met all of them. And I was like, in prison? So I'm saying to myself, I'm saying self, and I knew it was me because I know my voice. And I was like, self, and I was like, huh? I like, they out here meeting all the standards of women in prison. What is you doing with your life? They out here meeting all of the standards that a woman is looking for. Got all the things a woman wants. And a state number. That's crazy. You ain't gonna never be able to win. Fellas, Larry, we've been out here trying to find you a woman. Larry, go to prison. Go to prison, Larry. Go on. Go to prison. I'm telling you now, you go to prison, they're going to love you. It's a Facebook group out there, Prison Pen Pals Facebook group. Them ladies be clamoring. for that jail man. They be clamoring for that jail man. Now, I put my picture up there. Nobody, like, you ain't in nobody's jail. I was like, my bad. I'm just trying to see if I can get in. But them jail dudes, it's something about prison muscles. Something about what push-ups do to you. They inflate your chest, get your neck real thick. Women like that. I mean, like, put a little teardrop under your eye. Women go crazy. They love it. Them women love it. So he found a wife in there. Now, he was applying for early release. In order to get early release, the girl's family had to be contacted. The girl's family had to be contacted. So they go and contact the family. First people in the family they bring up is the grandparents, the girl's grandparents, the girls that he had killed. The grandparents is on there. And they was loving and forgiving, blah, 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 blah. I kept saying that's the grandparents. Where is the girl's parents? Because that's where it lies to me. I'm gonna tell you right now, you kill my daughter, I'm not forgiving you. I'm not. Matter of fact, I might not let you live. It ain't no you accidentally shot my daughter to death. I'm telling you now, there's gonna be problems and repercussions. There's gonna be furniture moving every time I see you. Every time. Every time. So they showed the grandparents. The grandparents was like, we talked to him now. He done got to prison. He done started reading books. He told me something. I got to jail and I finally got off of drugs and alcohol. You think? You think you got off of drugs and alcohol because you was in jail? Do you think so? I don't know. I know you can order a lot of stuff in commissary, but I don't think you can order vodka. I know they got drugs in jail. But being like, I got clean when I went to jail, that ain't a success story. That ain't a success story. But moving on. The grandparents was like, he started a group educating men on anger management and conflict resolution. And he named it Danielle's gift or something of that nature. The Danielle Project. And he wants to go around teaching men how to get over toxic masculinity and learn how to communicate and all these things. It's a beautiful story. Because he's light-skinned. If he was dark-skinned, nobody would believe it. But the grandparents, they was like, we forgive him, probably because he was light-skinned. Grandparents came through. Then they went to the mama. The mama of the girl he killed, of Danielle, even said she forgave him. So they were trying to make sure he gets early release. Everybody's talking all these glowing reviews about how great a guy he is. Then comes the detective. That's what I like about this show. They set you up with one side, then somebody comes in and gives you, oh, but there's more. So then the detective comes in. The detective comes in after he's already told his story. He told us what happened, and we were believing him because he's on television. Here comes the detective. The detective's like, hey, man, he shot that girl in the face on purpose. He said, we had been getting calls about them arguing. There was often arguments. He was abusive to her. He said, not only did he leave the scene, the baby was 3 months old. 3 months. He left the baby in a carrier with the mama in there dead, baby in a carrier, and he just rolled out. Said the baby was left in there for 18 hours. He said the police ain't come. Said the police ain't show up. He was like, the way the man told it was he shot her, then he heard the police. Said the police ain't get there for hours. He said the grandmama had to go over to the house. The grandmama and the girl's brother hadn't heard from her. So they ran over to the house real quick. The door was unlocked. They went inside. She in there dead. Baby on the thing crying. Said the baby had been in the restraint thing for 18 consecutive hours. No food, no nothing. Baby in the house, girl dead, gone. So not only did he do that, he left, ran to another woman's house. Gave her some quality D. I bet you that was the best he'd ever get. You just got finished killing your baby mama, and you know you going to prison soon. Gave her some quality. Gave her some high quality to make her his alibi. See, the police went and arrested him. He like, man, I ain't even been at the house. He said, matter of fact, that baby was a three-week-old baby. He said, matter of fact, it was either 3 weeks or 3 months. It was a 3 in there. Both of them, same thing. He went out, got some, using her as an alibi. They picked him up. He's like, man, I ain't been nowhere. I was over there with Latasha. Y'all can call her. Call Latasha. I was in there. You know, look at me. I'm light skinned. I got cornrows. You know, I didn't. So he and the police officer was like, the fact that he came and had, what up, Keith? He said the fact that he came in, the detective was like, I don't like him. He said he was calculating. He came up with an alibi. He created an alibi knowing that girl was in the house dead, knowing that baby was in the house dead. He ain't never tell us any of that. When he told us his story, he ain't never mentioned none of that. None of that was ever mentioned. Definitely light-skinned baby. He ain't mentioned none of that. He ain't mentioned none of that. So now, after the detective come in, here come, I was like, why her whole family was like, they all wrote letters saying to let him get out early. But then came Aunt Debbie. Oh, listen here. Big Deborah. Aunt Debbie said, I curse you. The name of the show is I Am a Killer. Aunt Deborah said, oh, no, no, no. She hit him with a color purple, and nothing you do gonna be right. She said, I didn't like him. She said, my niece didn't like him. So my niece said he was abusive. She had survivor's guilt. She said, on the day that she died, said my niece called me and said, when do you ever stop worrying about your child? She said, you never do. And she said, I got happy because I believed that she was about to leave him. And she said, I wish I would have went over there to pick her up. I wish I would have went to go get her. I wish I would have went to go get her. Now, the mama said when it first happened, she wanted to go kill the boy. She said, I'm going to tell you now, I wanted to go hunt him down and kill him myself. She said, but I realized you can't carry that hate all around. That's a carryable hate. Now, Pastor Shy, you on here, is there carryable hate? Because I'm going to tell you what, I'm going to carry that hate. That hate is staying with me. That's a carryable hate. I'm not forgetting it. Lord, some things you're going to have to deal with me with, Lord. Some things you're going to have to deal with me, Lord. Now, remember, that baby was 3-something years old. Now, the mama dead, daddy in prison. Grandma got the baby. This is the question I want to ask you. Now I got a WWYD. What would you do? They never tell the baby who her mama was or who her daddy was. The grandmama took the baby and raised the baby and told the baby that I'm your birth mama. She ain't find out who her daddy or her mama was until 17 years down the road. Aunt Debbie mad. The grandparents, everybody covering up. She going to find somebody sent her an anonymous text. Hey, yo, cuz, you may want to check this out. A link to his website. First of all, he done develop a website. He in prison. I'm over here struggling. I'm out. I'm free every day. I can't get my website developed. He done developed a whole website, and he wrote a letter to his daughter on the website. So she goes on the website, sees the letter from her daddy with her name. Cheyenne is her name. The grandma told me something. I just needed time to figure out and set up counseling from when I told her who her parents really were. 17 years? 17? You done waited 17. When was you gonna let that girl know who her daddy was? When that man walked up on her in the streets? The daughter's name was Danielle. She told me I had heard about Danielle. I ain't know she was my mama. So y'all tell me, y'all listeners, Pastor Shy, you a whole reverend, you a pastor out here in these streets. Tanya, you say you a good person, you sane and saved. Do you tell that baby, you had that baby from either 3 weeks or 3 months, do you tell that baby the truth growing up, or do you not put yourself, because see, I think the mama was being selfish. Y'all say what y'all want to say. I'll give you my opinion. I believe the grandmama was being selfish. You ain't tell the baby the truth about her mama and daddy because you didn't want her growing up and you having to deal with The repercussions of her finding out. She find out 5, 6 years old that her mama dead and her daddy killed her. Now she going crazy. She got a lot going on in her life. You got counseling sessions you got to go through. You got to deal with all that. But if you just tell her, look, I was hoeing, met a man in the Taco Bell restaurant, back in the bathroom. I once got busy in the Burger King bathroom. Here you are. Where's my daddy? Look, girl, I don't know. I don't know, but I'm your mama. That's all that matters to you. And you go through your whole life. Now you done brought the whole family in on this lie. You done told everybody, family, look here, y'all tell her that's my baby. Ain't nobody, you ain't got no pictures of you pregnant, no nothing. She was like, mama, you got my ultrasound? I ain't got your ultrasound. Girl, shut up. Be quiet. They ain't had ultrasounds when you was a baby. Oh, okay. So you just built that whole relationship on a foundation of lies. Now she done met her daddy. She's happy with her. But would you have told that girl the truth about her parents? Pastor Shaw, where you at? What are we telling them? Tanya, you mighty quiet. You would comment on everything. Now you got nothing to say. What do you do? Do you tell that girl the truth from day one? Your daddy killed your mama. Now, Aunt Debbie went forward. The whole family, when the whole family went, they finally took the girl to go visit her daddy in jail. The grandparents went and grandma went. Everybody went. Everybody went to visit. Aunt Debbie was like, that's on them. Aunt Debbie was serious. She's like, I'm not fitting to go see him. Aunt Debbie like, that's them. They can deal with it. They can do it. She's like, they all got this forgiveness. I don't believe them. She's like, I think he's manipulating them and this new woman. Aunt Debbie won't playing with. Aunt Debbie don't like them. I'm gonna tell you what, y'all invite them to Thanksgiving if you want to. Y'all won't be getting Aunt Debbie's yams. You can count them out. Aunt Debbie's yams is gone. Gone. Aunt Debbie yams, y'all, we've been loving Aunt Debbie's yams for all these years. Tell you what, you invite that boy over here for Thanksgiving, you won't be getting Aunt Debbie's yams. Matter of fact, don't even call me. Everybody wait till you get 18 because you're old enough to get your own insurance. They'll tell you all the worst stuff in your life once you turn 18. They're like, well, you're old enough to know now. Everybody be like, once you hit 18, your 18th birthday, the worst thing in the black community. They start telling you all the stuff that you shouldn't have known. So listen here. You know how we told you that Uncle Rufus is your uncle? That's really your father. Every time. Stephanie said, I told her the truth from day one. I need to say, you need to be transparent because when they start asking questions, they're not going to stop. And at least you can tell your truth. Pastor said, I would have told the truth. Jen said, did Cheyenne ever think mom was a bit too old to be her mama? Granny introduced the real mother as who? I like Aunt Debbie. So the real mama, the grandmama, it looked like the grandmama probably had Danielle young. So let's say when Danielle turned 18, grandmama might have been 36. So you take that baby when you're 36. And plus, babies don't know you too old to have had me. Now, the preacher, I don't know if the preacher know he lied. Now, the prosecutor, because they were like, the prosecutors is holding me up from getting early release. Now, he got sentenced to 20 years. They were on year 19, and he hadn't got released yet. I was like, well, what's the early? Let's go ahead and ride that out. Billy D. Williams said, I was not told I was adopted until I was 13, and it was a hurt I felt as a child. No one wanted me. Woo! At 13, and so here's the thing. At 13, it's so much going on in your life at 13, Billy D. You just out there starting to get good wood. You out there pointing. You getting a little musty. You growing hair in places you ain't got. You got different feelings. Your voice is dropping. And then they be like, oh, also, no, man. Tell me early. Tell me when I'm 5 and you can just take me to Disney World. I forget all about it. Lisa said, with the circumstances at that moment, the grandmother was doing what she felt was the best at that time. Danielle, Cheyenne, Danielle was gone. Cheyenne, knowing what happened to her mom by her father, was too traumatic at her very young age. I do feel she should have told her, mentally preparing her, just not wait until she was 18. But what age you do it? I'm telling you, 5. You'd be like, hey, it's your first day of kindergarten. Also, if anybody asks, your daddy killed your mama, he's in prison, your mama dead. Okay, cool. Have a great day. Hope y'all have snacks. I understand not telling her the truth as a young child, but when she gets to the age of learning who she was, she should have been given the opportunity to know the truth. Nothing good comes from a life full of lies. My whole life was a lie. And what's so crazy is because her grandmama became her mama, she didn't call her mama mom. Like her real mama, she just be like, I heard about Danielle. It's nice to know about Danielle. She just talked about her like, I mean, she ain't really know her, but she was like, Danielle, like she ain't even be like, my mom, I hear about my mom. And her dad, she still be like, my dad, he's in prison. Now he gets the unfair reality. He be like, now I'm gonna be able to, she's like, I'm gonna be able to create a bond with my dad. And you could tell she wanted a fatherhood bond because she was so excited. She's like, I get to create a bond with my dad. She went to go visit him in jail and everything. First of all, if you ever seen prison pictures, some of them backdrops be hilarious. Like they had an American flag, one with an eagle in there. And I was like, was the eagle locked up? But how you gonna have me in jail, in prison, taking pictures with an eagle, the universal symbol of freedom, in the pictures? I don't have no freedom. Get this eagle out of here. Put a crow in the picture or something. Don't put no eagle in the picture with me. That eagles mean freedom. You got me in the picture with an eagle. Like the eagle, a bald eagle, American eagle. Our country's depiction of freedom, and you got me taking pictures with them in prison. I'd say deception as a means of protection is never the right way. Protection, deception. I don't know, but I'm gonna tell you one thing. Now, the only person that was not in that episode was Danielle's daddy. The only person that was not in that episode was Danielle's daddy. Danielle's daddy was not in there. That's who I think. And so that tells me that she probably grew up in a single parent household with just her mom. Because I can't see the daddy being in there. I can't see the daddy being in the picture. Matter of fact, they had multiple pictures of Danielle growing up, and there won't no pictures with her and her daddy. I think her daddy won't in the picture because I think her daddy being in it changes everything. I think Danielle's daddy being in the picture changes everything because when they she was like Aunt Debbie was like, that's who she would confide in. She confided in Aunt Debbie about him being abusive and all these things. She confided in Aunt Debbie. She ain't tell her daddy. She told her daddy a different story. Why them daddies don't play with their daughters. I don't know if her daddy was in jail. That's a good question, George. Where was her daddy? Where is Danielle's daddy? I'm gonna write Netflix. I'm gonna write this down. Where was Danielle's daddy? Because that's probably what changed this whole thing. That probably changes the dynamic of everything. If Danielle's daddy was there, we got a whole different thing. If Danielle's daddy was there, she probably don't even date little Genuine. Little Chris Brown. She probably don't even date him. I'm telling you, when you light skin, you an ant. When you dark skin, you a roach. Because look at Chris Brown. Chris Brown went out there and beat up on Rihanna in a limousine and was given the benefit of the doubt. Everybody loves Chris Brown again. Ike Turner, dark skin, he beat Tina Turner in the limousine. Everybody hates Ike. That light skin gets you privilege. If you're light skinned, you can be an ant. You're dark skinned, you're doomed to roach life. The best you can be is a water bug. Which there ain't no such thing. Water bug is just a bigger roach. Lisa said it's typically a cycle. Danielle's daddy probably was never in her life and or in jail. We didn't see anything about Danielle's daddy. He won't interviewed, he won't on the show, nothing else. Now it was funny because when they first interview you in the jail, you don't know that they're gonna go interview all these other people. I think they just be like, hey, we want to get your story. And so he came up with a great story. Then they were like, after 5 months, we go back and we told him. And so they went back and told him 5 months. They showed him the interview from the detective. He was like, okay, and you saw all of his whole demeanor had changed. Like the whole time he was on the show, he was bright, cheery. His disposition was all that. Once they came back, it was like, well, the detective said that you had beat her before, that you ran, that you was gone for 18 hours, you left the baby, you even concocted a story and went and slept with another woman. He was like, all right, see, look here. He turned into a whole different dude. Like he turned, he changed, he became a whole nother. He was like, look, now, see, they trying to point it out like I ran. I ain't run. It won't cause I was guilty, because I was afraid. I was like, you was afraid of your guilt. Yeah, you should be. You knew you was going to jail. You had shot that girl in the face on purpose in an argument. You like, I was high, so I know you did it. You shot that girl in the face. Matter of fact, and here's what's crazy, because they were talking about the little friends that was at the house. It won't even know. They didn't interview the friends. They said they had multiple witnesses and people in the house. He hit you with what had happened was. That's why he got them 20 years. Some people knew he did that on purpose. But when I saw 20 years for involuntary manslaughter, I done seen people purposely kill somebody and they don't get the whole 20. I was like, that's crazy. But y'all gotta check that show out. I Am a Killer. It's got some good stories. It's some high quality killings. You get to kind of get into the mind of people who have killed people and for why they killed people and what they did. And a lot of them, most of them, almost everybody on there feel like, yeah, I killed them, but yeah, I killed. Like there was the episode, I think the episode before that, man had got 109 years. And he was like, I don't think that's fair. 109 years, I'm a dying here. I was like, you can make it. It's possible. I mean, you might get out of there. He's like, oh, he got 109 years without the possibility of parole. And he was like, why do I not get parole? No, there was no good music on it, Terry. I know your life is a musical. What season and episode was that one? Now you're going to go make me look. Which one? The 109 years, Crystal, or... Now I got to go look up my Netflix. Let's continue watching. I Am a Killer. Oh, it's a whole lot of seasons. Well, Lord, I was watching season 5. Season 5, Redemption is the one. That boy's name was Jamel. See that? He had light skin with a dark skin name. Jamel. Well, oh, it's not a whole lot of episodes. Well, the first few seasons it is. Well, now I got to go back to season 1. I didn't know I had started watching in season 5. Well, did I watch all the other seasons? Because I ain't gonna lie to you, I probably watched all the other seasons because sometimes my TV will just be on. I just had, you ever just had your TV on and just stuff just be on? I didn't know it was so many seasons. So I definitely watched season 5, episode 1. That's called Redemption. That's the one I just talked about. Let's see. Have I? No, I ain't even watched all of these. Well, Lord. Well, Lord, I ain't even watched. There's more episodes up here than I knew there was. Now I got the binge. They done got me. Lord, I would turn it on for y'all. Yeah, watch that one and then start from the beginning. My TV just be on sometimes. That's crazy. That is crazy. All right, we getting ready to go. Let me give y'all the word of the day. Then I got to get out of here, man. I got all kinds of stuff to do today. So I'm gonna try to get it today. Today's word of the day is a word that all my gamblers know. The word of the day is parlay. To parlay something is to use or develop it in order to get something else of greater value. Parlay is often used with the word into. He hoped to parlay his basketball skills into a college scholarship, not at Duke. She parlayed $5,000 and years of hard work into a multi-million-dollar company. To parlay something is to use or develop it in order to get something else of greater value. Parlay is often used with the word into. Parlay. Hey man, let's have a fantastic Thursday, man. I'm all the way in now, Billy D. Williams. I'm all the way in. Listen, we gotta have a fantastic Thursday, man. We pre-Friday and today's pre-Friday. Today's pre-Friday. Pre-Friday, so I'm excited about it. I don't know what this weekend holds, but I hope it's gonna be great. Tomorrow's my daughter's birthday. We're gonna talk about that tomorrow on the show. I'm gonna go down there and surprise her, even though I told her I was coming. So I guess I'm not gonna surprise her. Maybe there'll be a surprise at what time I get down there. But gotta go check my daughter out for her birthday tomorrow. That's always fun. She has one every year, but I still get excited about it. So we shouting out on that. UNC basketball won last night, Billy D. Williams. So we on a roll right now. We winning games, so we got to just kind of keep that up. But y'all have a fantastic weekend, man. Listen, y'all know what it is. Lord willing, the creek don't rise. I'll be back tomorrow to try to be a little bit better than I was on today. Y'all make somebody feel good today, even if that somebody just happens to be you. My Faith Around and Find Out shirts are on the way. Y'all go check those out. Love y'all.
Kick your shoes off, take a load off. Don't go nowhere till the show's off. Oh, you know it's gonna be a movie when you got Cletus Cassidy on your TV. Yeah, already know Mr. Funny Man. Coming to you and making you laugh again. Started off on the radio, now we got the Cletus Cassidy show.